So we are here in beautiful Cancun, Mexico. We are not here for vacation. We are here for dental work. Yes, this is our gorgeous view for the next 7 days, but how much of it are we going to actually get to enjoy? Cameron and me are here because he needs extensive dental work. We have gone to our local dentist in Louisiana, and it would cost about $11,000 to get everything done that he needs done. So I have a friend that came down here to Mexico in January, and she had some dental work done, her and her daughter, and they had a wonderful experience. So I looked into it, and here we are. So in this video, I'm going to do a diary of day by day our experience getting dental work done here in Mexico. The good, the bad, the ugly. If there's ugly, hopefully there won't be. Hopefully it's all gonna be positive. If we spend our days in a dental chair, at least we have this to come home to every day. So normally when we come to Cancun, we stay in an all-inclusive resort, but because we're not here for vacation, we decided to rent an Airbnb condo because we wanted a kitchen. Excuse my hair, it's very windy today. We are about to go to the grocery store and load up on groceries that are gonna be appropriate for dental work. So soft foods, soups, things like that. And yeah, it's gonna be an interesting experience buying groceries in Mexico, so let's go. Water. And this is how you buy Cokes here in the 1 liters. They have cans, but they're like $1 a can. The cans are more expensive here in Mexico than they are at home. Okay, we have to figure out what all these seasonings are because they're in Spanish. I did look up that this is salt and pepper mixed. Fancy salt and pepper mixed. Most of the mayo has lime in it. See, lime, jalapeno, lime, garlic powder, paprika, black pepper, salt. Big bag of it. Random soups we're gonna try. We're just trying random stuff here. Refried beans in a pouch. We have found the snack cookies. Cameron has to have this. And multiple packages of these cookies. What she got?
There's a multi-pack of the different types of candies and cookies. Also these, just the ones I found that I liked.
I have no idea what kind of coffee you get. Is this good coffee? Or this? Or this? Okay, we're going with this one. What are you making, Cameron?
Making French fried baked chicken.
Okay, we have butter. We have creamer for our coffee. We have milk. And we need eggs. And what's weird is the eggs are not refrigerated. I am not used to that. Oh my goodness. Yum. I need that so bad right now. Look at this. Yum. Look at this deliciousness. Oh, this is like a ham and cheese sandwich that just needs to be heated up. Well, we are back from the grocery store and we went to Walmart because we're somewhat familiar with Walmart. So instead of going to a completely strange grocery store, we at least know that brand. But everything was in Spanish. Like all the packaging was in Spanish. So we had to figure out, like, this is soup. And that says pasta, but a lot of the packaging is in Spanish. The directions are in Spanish. We needed some basic seasonings. That's all in Spanish. So we had to get out the Google Translate and go around and figure out, you know, salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder. And we almost got garlic salt, which would have been really, really bad. I'm glad Cameron caught that. And we ended up with garlic powder. So we have ingredients to make a big pot of mashed potatoes. We're also going to make shepherd's pie, which is ground beef, vegetables, mashed potatoes, and cheese. But that's gonna be a challenge because we don't have an oven. I thought we did before we went to the grocery store. We have plenty of soups. ramen, things to drink, plenty of water because you don't drink tap water here in Mexico, always buy bottled water. And yeah, our kitchen is stocked and ready to go, and let's give you a quick tour of our condo. But before I get started with the tour, let me just say that we bought a buggy full of groceries. I mean, full of groceries. The only thing in that buggy that was not food related was I bought one extra bed pillow because I'm kind of bougie with my pillows. And we bought a beach towel each because we weren't thinking and we didn't bring beach towels. And there are towels here in the condo, but there's not like extra towels to take to the pool, so we bought a beach towel. Other than that, everything was food, and we spent around 4,000 pesos, which comes out to $200. I mean, we got a week's worth of food, and we've got definitely more food than we're gonna need this week. But you know, it's better safe than sorry kind of thing for, I think, a really good price for our groceries. Okay, as you walk through the front door of the condo, you have a hallway here with the bathroom off to the right. Hi! And we have a sink, toilet, nice size shower in here. Back out of the bathroom. There is a closet here. We just put our luggage in the closet and we folded all of our clothes and put them in the dresser. But there is a closet with mirrors. And then we have our, hey Cameron. We have our kitchenette, and I'm calling it a kitchenette because there is no stove. There is a refrigerator, sink, microwave, toaster oven, and stovetop burner. So we still will be able to cook all that we need. Down here we've got, you know, pots and pans, utensils, there's bowls, cups, etc. Up there we put all of our groceries on that side, and we have, you know, a little bar to eat at. Then we have our bedroom area. We each have a queen size bed. So far it appears the beds are pretty comfortable. Over here we have the dresser and a nice size TV, which is going to come in handy because I feel like we're going to be watching a lot of TV as we relax. I brought my own Roku and hooked it up, so we've got our fish tank going. There is a futon sofa right there and luggage racks, which, like I said, we've already unpacked. I can put my sunglasses on and go out onto the balcony. So out on the balcony, we've got 2 chairs, a little table, and this wonderful view. So not bad. Is this like the best condo on the face of the earth? No, it's an older building, but it's got everything we need. It's got a great location. We're in the hotel zone. So I would think it was only like a 10-minute ride from the airport. Our dentist office is right here in the hotel zone too. They're gonna pick us up every day to and from our appointments. So the location is really good. I mean, we have an oceanfront condo right here. It's an older building, so not as updated as, like, you know, we typically stay in like 4- and 5-star all-inclusive resorts down here. So that's a little different, but we've got a different mindset on this trip, so we're totally okay with that. We've got everything we need. We are moved in. Food's in the kitchen, clothes are in the dresser, and today we have nothing to do. Tomorrow the dental appointments start. All right, let me take you outside and show you around the condo complex itself. This is not a sponsored video in any way, but I will leave the link to this particular Airbnb down in the comments. I think we got a really good price on it. We paid less than $900 for the entire week for our condo, with a kitchen, with an oceanfront balcony, with all of the amenities of the condo. So I think that's a really, really good price. So I will leave that link down below. Let's go take a look around. All right, well, we've got this beautiful courtyard. So we can come sit out here if we want to. Ooh, look up. That's just gorgeous. Look at those trees and the vines. That's really nice. There is a tour company here, so if you wanted to book tours, you can. That's not what we're here for, though. All right, I'm gonna pause while I go down these stairs so I don't fall. We've got the pool area down here. Oh, nice. Very, very nice. Yep, we're gonna hopefully get a chance to enjoy this. And there is a pool bar too. I think there might be a restaurant as part of that too. I have to go check that out. but not bad. Yep, there is a restaurant. Casa del Mar. And then from the pool area, you can walk down to the beach. Look at those waves coming in today. Dang, and the red flags, so don't go swimming right now. Now that I'm completely windblown from going outside, it's very windy today. That's it. This is our home for the next week. We are going to just relax tonight. I don't see us going out. I think we're going to find a good movie, get something to eat, and rest because we know we have a long few days ahead of us. But stay tuned to the end and I will give you a complete price breakdown of the travel here, what the dental cost, what the dental would have cost in the United States, and I'll do a full synopsis at the end. Okay, so day one of our Mexico dental journey. Here's what happened today. We got a ride, so transportation is included in your dental visits. They came and got us from our condo, brought us over there. We both got full evaluations. And when I say full evaluations, I mean they do a 3D scan of your face. They do a panoramic x-ray. They took pictures of the front of my face, the side of my face, the inside of my teeth, like they put mirrors in there so they could get every angle of my mouth. And then they took about 10 x-rays, like individual x-rays in my mouth. I was just going for a cleaning and I have one small filling that needed to be looked at. That was the only reason I was going, just because I'm here. Cameron needs most of the work done. But they went ahead and did that full evaluation on me, and come to find out, the tooth that's giving me some sensitivity right now, I have a filling in it already, but that filling maybe wasn't done the best, and so a cavity has developed behind that filling. That's why I'm having sensitivity. It doesn't hurt, but it's sensitive. And they said if I don't get it taken care of, it could get worse. So I am going to have that done tomorrow. I'm not excited about that, but poor Cameron. Okay, let me back up. We both had our evaluations this morning. We had a 10 o'clock appointment, and they gave us the news of everything that needed to be done. And then we took a lunch break and went back and started the work. So for Cameron, they're telling him he has 9 teeth that need severe work. And when they say severe, potentially each one of those might be so deep that it needs a root canal and a crown. We know for sure at least 4 of them need root canals and crowns. The other 5 are questionable. So they got in this afternoon after our yummy lunch next door at the little, it wasn't even a restaurant, it was an outdoor, like tables and chairs, and they were cooking outside and everything, but the food was really good. Anyway, after lunch we go back in and they drilled each of his teeth that had the cavities to see how bad they were. And unfortunately, one of the upper molars is going to have to be extracted because the cavity goes below the gum line. So they kind of warned us that might be a possibility when they did the evaluation. So we have that. His front teeth that were so bad, they've been drilled and they're prepped for tomorrow, and he's got temporary fillings all over his mouth. And poor baby is very, very sensitive right now. And we'll go back tomorrow and they will start, the root canal specialist will look at all of his teeth and determine which ones definitely need root canals and which can be saved by just a very in-depth filling. So we'll know more tomorrow.
My mouth hurts. They drilled and shaved from this back molar to this front tooth, then they numbed this side, did from this tooth to this tooth to this back molar.
So all your uppers.
All of them. Right now, right here, sore, and it's not fun.
Did they send us to the pharmacy to get some pain medicine? And what did the Xanax help at all?
No.
No, the Xanax didn't help.
It actually did the complete opposite. As soon as they numbed me and I felt the slightest bit of pain, I could feel my heartbeat. Like it went doom 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 doom. It was not fun. So Xanax does not work on me.
But what did you think about the whole doctor's office?
Oh, it was great. They gave me safety glasses so like the water wouldn't spray in my face. They had this little cone over my face so if water pulled up, it wouldn't spill down the back of my neck. There was a TV on the very top of the ceiling. They even asked, what you want to watch? And I said, can we put on Netflix? And I just put on murder documentaries so I would just pay attention to that to zone out with this.
Tomorrow you're bringing earbuds, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, this is the medicine they gave him. So they wrote us a prescription. The driver brought us by the pharmacy on the way back to the condo. So we went and got this, and we've got some prescription strength ibuprofen because he can only take one of these per day. That way, if he's still feeling pain, we do have the ibuprofen as a backup. So tonight it's going to be Netflix and chill. Well, interesting fact, in Mexico, not all streaming services work. So we can get Netflix, we can get Max. Not all the shows that we would watch in the US are available on either of those. Hulu doesn't work at all. Peacock doesn't work at all. And which other one did I check? Paramount Plus doesn't work at all. Disney does. Disney, so we have all the streaming. So we did bring our own Roku. So we're already signed into all of our streaming platforms. They do have a smart TV here, but we're using our own. All right, so we're gonna sit down, chill, make some soup for dinner, and poor baby's gotta rest. Well, today, day 2, was a heck of a day at the dentist. So starting with me, they called me back first, and what's funny is, okay, I'll be honest, I'm like not a huge dentist person. I go get my teeth cleaned, but I haven't really had any cavities. The dentist said I had this one little cavity, but it was like not too bad. This was over a year ago. Obviously, I let it go and it got worse. And the technology here is a lot better than what they're doing back at home. So when I got my x-rays at my dentist back home, they did one bite wing on this side and one bite wing on that side, and that's it. And when we got here, they did the 3D scan, the panoramic, and about 10 bite wings. So they could really see a lot more than my dentist back home could. So I come down here, with the anticipation of just getting a cleaning and having one little filling filled, and I had to have 2 root canals today. The 2 teeth were touching, and because of where the cavity was, it kind of like bled over into the other tooth. And if they get too close to the root, then, because she said, okay, on one of them, we can just do a filling, but your root is almost exposed. And if we don't do the root canal now, in a couple of months or 6 months or a year, you're going to develop serious pain in that tooth and you're going to need the root canal. So I did it. It sucked. Oh my God, it sucked. I think the worst part of it is holding your mouth open for that long. They numbed my mouth and they gave me a Xanax. So thank God for that, because it did calm me down a little bit. I put my AirPods in, just listened to a book and kind of went with it. Cameron, on the other hand, had a little bit better news, and that his 4 front teeth were really bad. And so the 2 front ones, they're not going to have to do a root canal in. The 2 secondary ones, they are, which we knew. I mean, those teeth were almost black. They had so much decay in them. So we were expecting that root canal. And then there were several other teeth that just needed fillings. But what they hit me with, they said he's got literally cavities in every single of his upper teeth. They recommend that they don't all need root canals, but putting crowns on every one of these upper teeth will make them stronger and protect them over the long haul. And I was like, seriously? And then I talked to Cameron, he goes, yeah, Dr. Bayer back in Alexandria recommended the same thing. The difference is a crown at home is $1,200. A crown, $1,200 per tooth. So there was absolutely no way we could do that. A crown here is $400 per tooth. So it's still a lot, but it's a third of what we would be paying in the US. So what we're doing this week is they're gonna do all the work on the top and put temporary crowns. Now the temporary crowns look like a regular crown. He's got the 2 on the front already, so I'll get him to show you in a minute. The bottom is not as bad. He's only got 4 teeth on the bottom that need some work. And they're gonna work on those tomorrow. So we definitely needed a week here. He got a lot of work done today. He's got more work tomorrow. All I have to do tomorrow is they have to do the impression for the 2 crowns I need, and I'm done. And then I'm gonna get a cleaning. They said it would be better to do the root canals and the cavity filling. I had one tiny little cavity over here. That one took no time at all before they did the cleaning. So they're gonna do the cleaning later this week, and I might just get a whitening while I'm here too. We're both beat. I mean, just sitting in those chairs, getting the, you know, all that work done is mentally exhausting, because like I was literally sitting there holding my hands. I took a few pictures here and there, like, you know, it's a doctor's office, so I'm not gonna walk up in there with this video camera. But they did allow me to take some pictures of like the screens of, especially Cameron, so you could really see like the dental up there. And I took a couple of screenshots of mine, a couple of selfies in the chair. That's kind of all we could do without, you know, being weird about it. So we come home and we just made dinner, and we're like, okay, we knew we needed soft foods coming in. So grilled cheese and soup for dinner tonight. And I'm just sitting out on the balcony. We have not yet gone to the beach or gone to the pool. But when I can sit out here and see it, why do I need to? Look at this. This is my view. See, I got my feet propped up.
Well, what they did today was, as soon as I got in there, they went to shave down what the temporary crowns that I have from yesterday to see if I need root canals for the teeth that needed root canals. They did a very good job at making sure that if they did not need a root canal, to not do it. They originally said I needed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 root canals.
On the uppers, yeah.
On the uppers, and I only needed 2.
Yay!
This one was far enough from the nerve to be fine. These 2 were far enough from the nerve to be fine. This one was far enough from the nerve to be fine as well. And that one needs to be extracted. But these were almost touching the nerve. They had to get rid of it. They had to drill that away. But overall, it's been a great experience. The fact that they numb me if I feel any pain at all and don't complain about it. They'll let me get up to use the restroom when I want to. They have mouthwash in little syringes, so in case I have bone or enamel or metal or any nastiness on my tongue, they will not only use that for my mouth to taste better, but also use it as antiseptic for the tooth as well. And they don't care if I have a headphone in. If you get cold there, every room that they're in, they have both a pillow and a blanket. Mm-hmm. So if you are chilly, because they know it's hot out there, so you're gonna enter in there with usually shorts and a short sleeve shirt. But today I knew it was gonna be cold, and they knew it was gonna be cold, so they provide blankets, but I wore a hoodie and sweatpants because I know it's gonna be there for several hours. But overall, it's been an amazing experience. I would recommend anybody who has bad dental work that needs to get done to do it over here. If you got something simple like a simple filling, just go to your dentist office right around the corner. It'll probably be cheaper. Probably wouldn't be the greatest experience, but you know, it beats having to take a week off work to get one tooth fixed.
Let's see what your temporaries look like now. No more black teeth.
Feel like Tom Waiter though. You get big old buck teeth.
Grilled cheese. Soup for dinner. The perfect meal when everybody has a sore mouth. Well, we have a late morning today. Don't have to be at the dentist until 10:30, so I'm going to take this opportunity to get a little workout in right here in the room. Thank you, YouTube and Leslie Sanson. Okay, I don't eat breakfast because I do the intermittent fasting, but I want to make sure that Cameron has breakfast every morning before he goes and sits in the chair. Especially having a 10:30 appointment basically means we're working through lunch. So he needs a good breakfast. And we're going to do scrambled eggs. And look at these eggs. Okay, so Mexico, is very different in the grocery store. We noticed the milk is not refrigerated, nor are the eggs refrigerated before you buy them. So we were very skeptical of that, but I know like if you buy fresh eggs from like a farmer and they haven't been washed, they don't have to be refrigerated, because my son has chickens, and when he gets his eggs, he just puts them in a bowl out on the counter until they're ready to cook them, and then they wash them and eat them. So these are brown eggs, and they're free range. We had to translate everything in the grocery store because everything's in Spanish, but these are free range eggs. So I'm gonna make him some scrambled eggs for breakfast. I mean, look how yellow those eggs are. That's some good eggs right there. Okay, it's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and we just got back from dental day number 3. So today's Wednesday. We've gone Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday to the dentist. Right now, this whole half of my mouth is still numb. All right, here's what happened to me today. So I get there, and the practice manager pulls me into the office so I can look at my x-rays and talk to the root canal specialist, who is fantastic, by the way. She is really, really good. But what she tells me is that I had to have 2 root canals on side-by-side teeth yesterday. And I knew there was like a problem because I'd been having sensitivity, but she got in there. She tried to, not have to do root canals on both, but the cavity was so near the root, it just had to happen. But one of the teeth has like a crooked root or something, and she couldn't get all the way in to clean the root out. And she said it's fine, I can leave it like it is and put a crown on it, but preventative, they want to make sure that something doesn't go wrong in the future. I mean, it could be a year, it could be 10 years down the road, where because there's still root left in there and there's no blood flow to that root anymore, that it can develop decay and cavity down in the tip of the root. Because the root was crooked, what they're going to have to do on Friday is I'm going to be in the oral surgeon's office, and the oral surgeon is going to make an incision in my gum to where she can get in from the top and finish the root canal, and then he'll sew it back up with dissolvable stitches. So the whole thing is very simple. It sounds more complex than it is. Will take less than an hour, and then that'll be done, and then I'm going to have my crowns put on. All's good. So that is my update. Oh, I thought I heard Cameron. Cameron went and got in the shower as soon as we got back because he wanted that hot water on him. Today was a day of not good news. Let me just put it like this. Oh, and they're not going to charge me anything for that secondary procedure because, and they definitely could have. They could have said, this is what you need and this is what it's going to cost. But they said, this is what you need and we're not going to charge you anything for it. So I'm grateful. Do I want to have another procedure done? No, I absolutely don't. But I know that they're being accurate because I'm having the same problem in a lower molar. I had a root canal about 10, 12 years ago. It's got a crown on it. And they showed me on the x-rays that the very tips of that root were not properly cleaned out. And I've had sensitivity in that tooth for probably the last 5 or 6 years. Not enough to where I wanted to do anything about it, but it was there. So we're going to have to come back in 6 months. I'll get to that in a second. And I'm probably going to go ahead and have that tooth taken care of when I'm here. But I was like, that's enough for me. We're here for Cameron. Let's just get these couple things for me done and let's focus on him. All right, now let's switch over to Cameron. Poor baby. Has to have 3 teeth pulled. I know. So he had to have 2 root canals on the top, and that was not these 2 teeth, the teeth next to it. If you saw the picture, the before picture, those teeth were almost black. So we knew those needed some serious work. So 2 root canals here, and then basically the first premolars on each bottom needed a root canal. So 4 root canals, 4 crowns there. He's got to have 3 extractions, and it's extraction, extraction, extraction. The big problem, what really irritates me, is he had a root canal here a few years ago, and the dentist never put a crown on it. It was just like a big filling. and decay has started around that filling, and now that's not a savable tooth. And I asked them, I said, well, if the dentist would have put a crown on that, would this have happened? And they said probably not. So I have no idea why there was not a crown on that tooth, but because he had a root canal and didn't get the crown, he's now losing that tooth. So now we have to decide, we have to come back in 6 months because he's getting all crowns on his upper teeth and 2 crowns at the bottom. And we're scheduled to leave on Sunday. They can't get all of those crowns made in time. So they're putting temporary crowns. Now the temporary crowns are going to look good. They said they're good for up to a year. So we're going to come back in 6 months and they're going to put permanent crowns on all of his tops and then the 2 bottoms. Where the extractions were, we have to decide if we want to do bridges or implants. And I still have to do some research, so we don't know. But they gave me the prices, and this trip is going to be expensive for us. But if you compare it to what it would cost in the United States, we're still saving a ton of money. For example, and if I've repeated myself, I am sorry, because I can't remember what I've said from day to day because this is a very stressful situation. A root canal in the United States is $1,500 a tooth. Here it's $350. A crown is $1,200 a tooth. Here it is $400. A bridge, I did not look up the price in the United States, but a bridge here is $1,350. An implant in the United States can range anywhere from $2,800 to $5,600 per tooth. Here it is $1,600, but that's broken into 2 parts. So if we do implants, in 6 months we come back and they put a rod into, I mean, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, an implant is a rod into the jaw where a tooth will go. 3 of them. That's $900 per tooth. And then 6 months from then, we come back and it would be the crowns on top of those, and then that's $700 per tooth. So it's $1,600 a tooth, but you basically split it into 2 visits, so it's not that much at once. And we've talked to some people that, like, during transportation, because we get transportation back and forth, that's what they're here for. They're here for their implants. So I'll say again, I feel completely safe here. I think these dentists are superior dentists. They've taken great care of us. And Jason said, do you feel like they're trying to, like, get more money out of you doing these? And I really don't think they do. They have done everything they could to save his teeth. Basically, I mean, they worked for a long time on these teeth that are going to need extractions, and they're only charging us for the extraction, which is $60. We don't have to come back and do bridges. We don't have to come back and do implants. And all the work, all the hours they put into drilling those teeth, trying to save those teeth, we're not being charged for it. So I really think that they're fair here. I think their pricing's fair, and I think that they're really great dentists. Dental work sucks. I mean, let's just be honest. This is not a fun process. And sorry if I'm drooling because you can tell this is completely numb. Yeah, it's just a shock for us because both of us I came here thinking I needed just a simple little cavity filled, and here I am with, 2 root canals and 2 crowns and an oral surgery. And Cameron, we thought he needed 3 to 4 root canals and cavities filled, and it's just so much more than we expected. I mean, they've showed me the x-rays, they've showed me the pictures, every step of the way, how damaged or how decayed his teeth really are. So it is what it is, and we take care of ourselves and we take care of our children. And he's only 21 years old, and once we get all this done, he's going to have a $100,000 smile for the rest of his life. Not really, but, pretty darn close to it if you paid for this in the U.S. Okay, I have rambled on for long enough. I'll get Cameron's take on it once he's a little calmed down and out of the shower. But while I'm out here, because I'm sitting out on the balcony, I'm sure you can hear the waves, I will tell you, this is a pretty awesome place to come back to for recovery. I'm just going to sit out here on the balcony and wait for my mouth to get feeling, because I've had nothing to eat all day. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I've had 0 to eat. I am hungry, but I'm scared to eat until I get feeling. But I just want to show you how beautiful it is. It's March. It's spring break, but it's not as busy as I expected. But it's just beautiful. Well, I'm about to start making dinner. getting a little work done, looking out the window at the Caribbean, and watching TV all at the same time. I'm making shepherd's pie because that's going to be nice and soft for us. But I had to break up how I cooked it. I had to cook the ground beef and onions and seasoning in one pan, cook the mashed potatoes in another. Then when the ground beef was ready, mix in the cream of mushroom soup, and I also add peas and corn. Mix all that up instead of layering it in a baking dish. Keep the potatoes hot, and when everything was about the right temperature, combine it all, add the cheese, and put the lid on. So now I'm just waiting for the cheese to melt. It's on low, and then we will have that to eat. And then we do have a toaster oven, thank goodness. So making Cameron some brownies, so that'll be something nice and soft he can eat that's sweet. And all of the instructions are in Spanish, except it says fudge brownie on the front. We are mixing here. I had to buy a mixing bowl because they didn't have any at this Airbnb. And we are cooking in one of these throwaway baking dishes. The other challenge is this toaster oven is so old that there's no temperature gauge anymore. There's no timer gauge. So it's literally, we're gonna have to put it in there and then watch it. But we're making it work. We're cooking meals in here. Not bad without an oven to bake in, huh? How is it? How you feeling? I know, baby.
Not looking forward to tomorrow.
Tomorrow's gonna be a rough one, huh?
Tomorrow it's extraction day. So if you break a tooth or chip a tooth, go to the dentist immediately. Don't do what I did.
Aww.
Learning the hard way.
Poor baby.
By losing those 3 teeth. But I get to enjoy shepherd's pie.
And we are now on Lord of the Rings number 2, the Twin Towers, or the 2 Towers, I'm sorry. I said it wrong.
You're gonna have to edit that out.
No, Mom just made a mistake. It's the 2 Towers. I'm the one that said, hey, let's watch Lord of the Rings. I haven't seen it in forever. And I watched these movies so much when they first came out, I still know half of the words. And I got the title wrong. It is what it is. All right. We're gonna eat now. Brownies are in the toaster oven. I think those are gonna cook faster than a regular oven because we can smell them already. We've got enough shepherd's pie for 3 days because that made a large portion. And I'm proud of myself for figuring out how to make shepherd's pie, which usually you need to bake in an oven, on a stovetop.
So, just got back to the dentist. They've numbed my whole upper mouth, so I can't feel much of anything.
You're swollen too.
They've given me an ibuprofen. Can't speak because my upper lip. I can't squint, can't smile, can't crinkle my nose, can't do nothing. What they did is they did all of my upper teeth, drilled them down to be crown, and that didn't hurt. Little to none. So when they put floss in between each of my gums for each of my teeth, that hurt the most. They put floss, then they put metal to make a space for the crown. Mm-hmm. And what sucked the most, they put antiseptic shit all over it, excuse the language, that kept getting in the back of my throat, gagging me, and so that I could tell they were getting irritated. I'm getting irritated. Everybody's irritated in that room. I'm just thankful it's done. All they gotta do is 2 more things. I gotta go through that crap 2 more times. Or 1 more time. 2 teeth. Won't be nearly that. And pull 3 teeth. Just gonna suck. My mouth tastes disgusting.
Let's see. Hold on. Let me see your temporary. But yeah, that's a whole upper of temporary crowns.
Yeah. It's the whole
one
thing.
Solid piece.
It's all one solid piece. Tomorrow they're just gonna they're gonna take a small chisel, break off the glue, pull the whole thing off. But I mean, they took their time.
We were there from what time to what time?
Oh my goodness, 9 o'clock to
almost 5.
5:09. And I just checked, so over 8 hours.
In the chair with a 20-minute break.
Yeah,
and
they
no
only
lunch.
had a 20-minute break. Bless their hearts, I should have given them a 30. They said 20, come back at 20. I didn't realize that they were gonna work from 4 hours and 4 hours. All they got was a 20-minute break working nonstop on my teeth alone. They had nobody else's. My mouth is disgusting. Let me go get it.
Well, yet another fun day at the dentist. For me, That was sarcasm. For me, it wasn't near as bad today. I went in and so I have an overbite. I have an overbite. And so when they did the molds of my mouth yesterday for my crowns, they weren't getting the image they wanted. So what they did this morning is they put those little spacers back in, and that does hurt. And they took a 3D wand and literally went all over the inside of my mouth like 3 times with this 3D wand.
Forgot about that. That was something they also did.
They did that to you too? Yeah. So I will say they use like the best technology, and they don't charge for the x-rays. They don't charge for the 3D scans. It's all just included in the cost. And the cost is 1/3 of what you're gonna pay in the US. So I'm totally fine with all of that. I mean, they want to make sure that when you leave, you've got, you know, everything you need to live your best life with your teeth. So, and then I got a whitening treatment. Oh, you can tell. I did a whitening treatment. It took about an hour. So they open your mouth with this blue like mold thing, and they put one like blue stuff on, and it sits for 15 minutes, and they take that off and they put this pink stuff on and let that sit for 15 minutes. They say if you feel any sensitivity, let us know, which I didn't, so I was fine. And this is the result, and I'm happy with it. It's not like white, but it's whiter than it was. So all right, we're hungry because we've had no food today. He had some scrambled eggs this morning. I've had nothing to eat all day. So we are going to, I think, dig into the leftovers from yesterday because
mashed potatoes.
Mashed potatoes. Another day over. This view, this balcony, listening to these waves in the evenings is what brings peace back to me, because the days in the dentist's office can be very stressful. I mean, today we were there literally 8 hours, and I was so ready to leave. I was so hungry. Yes, there's a restaurant right next door. I could have gone to eat, but like I felt guilty. Like I can't go get something to eat and Cameron's still sitting in a chair not being able to eat. So I just did. And I was getting hangry at one point. I was like, I had a granola bar in my bag and I ate half of that, and that's really all I had until we got back to the condo. This is just beautiful. It's peaceful. And in the evenings, it's funny, me and Cameron have our own ways of decompressing. He likes to just go get in the hot shower and just, he literally sits on the floor of the shower, plays his Nintendo Switch, and lets the water just kind of hit him on the back. I come out here and listen to the waves and watch the cruise ships go by, but I can do this all day. The chairs are not like the most comfortable in the world, but pretty darn comfortable, and I can prop my feet up, so. And the really funny thing is, it is Thursday. We've been here since Sunday, and neither one of us have stepped foot out on that beach. This is as close as I've gotten to it. We probably will at some point, but our mindset's different. We know we're not here for vacation. We know we're not here for the beach. We're not here for the, Caribbean. We're here for the dentist. So, but having this is very helpful, even though we're not going out and enjoying it. Sitting on this balcony gives me all the joy I need. I don't have to step foot in that sand. I don't have to step foot in that water. Seeing it and listening to the waves is wonderful.
So, Cameron, tell me, how it's going, everything? How do you feel with the treatment? How do you feel with the clinic? How do you feel with the people here?
Well, with this place, I really enjoy it. It has truly been one of the best experiences I've had with dentistry in my entire life. This place works very well when it comes to the issues with their patients, like with gag reflexes. When they're cold, their head is discomfortable, or they want you to be as comfortable as possible. And so that is very, very nice that they will do that. The biggest thing is compared to the dentistries in America that are here. In America, I have to pay for x-rays, so the amount of money I have limits the amount of work I can actually get done. While over here, they'll x-ray me as much as needed to get a full view of my mouth to know what is needed, what will need to be done, and how to go about that issue in my mouth. So it's been very enjoyable. It's not bothered me as much as I would think. I'm still stressed about it,
every day, but it's almost over, and I'm gonna end up with a great smile at the end. The place is in a great location since it's surrounded by hotels, condos, other places. It's a great way to just stay there and book a trip. So every day when you come here, get your teeth worked on, and go back, you have the beach, you have the pool, you have the buffet or whatever you got. It's in a great location. Cancun has been a very beautiful place. Every day I come home, I go back from my condo, and I got a beautiful beach to look at. It's a very beautiful place. This place is great. Would definitely recommend it to just about anybody, and I will be recommending it to everybody.
How are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling good. Excuse the slackness on my face because I'm all numb right here. I have had a great experience. Getting dental work is never fun, let's be honest, but this has been by far the best experience I've ever had with dental work. Even compared to my dentist in the United States, I feel that the technology here in this office is far superior. I love that when I got here, the first thing they did was a full panoramic x-ray of my face. They've done multiple individual x-rays all through the process. So they'll, do a piece of work, take x-rays, do a piece of work, take x-rays. I have an overbite, so it makes my bite a little bit strange, and an entire 3D scan was done inside of my mouth to make sure that these crowns that are going on are going to be perfect. I love that the time that it's been taken for me, I feel like nothing's rushed. Everything is very professional, and I feel this has honestly been the best dental experience I've ever had. It's great in that you can take a vacation and have dental work done at the same time. So me and Cameron are here for a full week because Cameron needs extensive dental work, so we knew we needed to be here for a long time. We rented a condo right here in the hotel zone, so we've got a kitchen and we've got, a beautiful ocean view, a pool and everything. So that way, I love having the kitchen because I can cook him soft foods. We'll cook me soft foods as well. Because after a dental treatment, you don't want to have to go to a restaurant and figure out, what to eat that's going to be soft for you. So being able to go to a grocery store, have groceries, and prepare our own meals has been really great. And I'll be honest, the best thing in the world is after a long day of dental treatment, sitting out by the ocean and just listening to the waves roll in. It brings your stress level down, and it just brings peace to you.
That's so lovely. Thank you. So you are kind of in the middle of the process.
Yes.
Here in the clinic. This is your 5th day here.
Yes.
So how can you say that this experience with the doctors and the staff have been so far? I mean, do you feel comfortable? Have you feel any pain? Have you experienced the I don't know how to say that word in English, sorry. How do you feel? How do you feel in general, in kind of in the middle of the treatment?
No, everything has really been great. I think the staff is very professional. I feel like I'm very well taken care of. Everything has been explained in the process. Coming in, I thought that I just needed a couple of fillings, but at home, the x-rays that are done are just those very simple bite wing x-rays, and they're not as in-depth. And coming here, getting the panoramics, getting all of the additional x-rays, you can really see the depth of the cavity. And come to find out, I needed 2 root canals and 2 crowns. I would rather get that done now and have my mouth all good to go for the rest of my life than, my dentist at home was just gonna do a quick filling, and then I was gonna have problems later. So I love that even though it's more extensive than I was anticipating, I feel like I'm getting the treatment that I need here.
Okay, we're gonna do the last one.
Okay.
This is kind of a curveball, but you answered like you want it. So far, can you say that this has been a dental appointment or a dental occasion?
A dental occasion, because this is, you know, my treatment's been broken down into days, so I've got a little bit here and a little bit there, and then time to rest in between. I don't feel like too much is being done at once. And everything has been explained. So like I knew when I was like, yesterday they said, okay, you're coming in tomorrow and this is what's gonna happen. And then Friday, this is what's gonna happen. And Saturday, this is what's gonna happen. So everything's been very clear and explained. So I knew what to expect, no surprises. Well, except my teeth were a little worse than I expected, but that's on me. You know? Well, today was the roughest day of all for both of us. So today for me, I had to have oral surgery because one of my roots was crooked. They couldn't get into it through a regular root canal. So they basically pulled my lip back, cut an incision in the top of my gums, and did the root canal backwards this way. So look at this lovely video of me with my root exposed. I was like, oh my gosh. And my mouth is still numb, so I don't feel it yet, but there are stitches up there. They are dissolvable stitches. We got sent to the pharmacy with a list of stuff for both of us. So we both have a special mouthwash that we need to use. I was told, do not use Listerine, only use this mouthwash for 12 days. I had to get a shot that they're gonna inject up into my gums tomorrow. Had to get a round of antibiotics and then pain medicine. No narcotic pain medicine, but it is like a pain medicine. So we have literally a huge bag from the pharmacy and we're kind of out of it today. So Cameron has all of his uppers with their semi-permanent crowns on, meaning those crowns will last 6 months. We'll come back in September or October and he'll get completely permanent crowns. They prepped the bottom 2 for crowns and then they extracted 3 teeth. So rough day for us today and we're gonna call it a rest. We have no intention of going outside. We are going to burrow up in these beds, put on a movie and zone out. That's what we feel today.
And do nothing.
And do nothing.
Moral of this story, take care of your teeth. It doesn't matter if you don't feel like brushing them. Do it. Otherwise you're gonna go through the same hell as me. 5 to 6 consecutive days of non-stop dental work. I've been pricked more than 100 times. I have been numbed more than 100 times. I have had every single one of my upper teeth drilled to be crowned. Brush your teeth.
And this is our prescription haul. See, we both had a list of prescriptions to get with instructions, and we got some of these meal replacement shakes in case our teeth are too sensitive to eat actual food. These have nothing to do with our treatment, we just wanted them, but everything else is. So much meds. But all of this was $100, which is not bad. Today's the last day. Today's Saturday, our last day going into the dentist. All they have to do for me is put my 2 crowns on because I have just like this temporary putty up here. For Cameron, they have to fit his lower crowns and they're fitting a temporary bridge up here where the upper extraction was. The lower extractions are just gonna be left to heal on their own. Oh man, it's been a heck of a week. We were so out of it yesterday when we got back, I did forget to mention that we got some footage that was taken at the doctor's office because they asked us if we would be willing to kind of give like a testimonial, you know, make a video for their marketing team. And when I explained what we do and I asked if we could have that footage, they're like, yes, of course. So he brought the little memory card, gave it to me. So that's why we have some like actual footage of us in the doctor's office yesterday. All right, let's go get this over with. You ready, Cameron?
As ready as I can be.
Last day. You know what? I've never been so ready to leave Mexico in all my life. It's over. It's finally over. I mean, don't get me wrong. This has been a really excellent dental experience, but let's be real. It's a dental experience and it's been a lot of time in the office, in the chairs, getting things done, especially things I didn't expect I was gonna have to do. Cameron had a lot more work than he needed, but I have my 2 permanent crowns now. My teeth have been whitened. I have a clean bill of health for the next foreseeable future. Cameron is happy with his smile. He looks fantastic. Let's be honest, Cameron looks fantastic. They did a wonderful job on his smile. So it is lunchtime. This is the first time we've actually had to get lunch since our first day here, because we've been at the dentist office through mid-afternoon or late afternoon every day. So we're back at the condo. We're going to get something to eat, and I think we might actually venture outside. We've got this big, beautiful pool and a beach and the Caribbean right there, and we have not done anything with that in the entire week. This is day 7, and we haven't been outside yet. So today is the day, I think, that we're gonna go out.
Doing dental work already is like taxing on the mind. Doing it 6 days in a row, basically non-stop, is the worst. Especially when they're early appointments and you wake up in the morning, you're like, oh god, I gotta get up, get on a shuttle, lay on a chair for who knows how many hours, my mouth wide open and my teeth getting drilled. It's terrible. The results are great, just take care of your teeth.
Let's see that smile. Big old smile, look at that. Oh my gosh, you look fantastic.
Thanks.
So me and Cameron are both, we were not feeling like getting in the sun. So we waited until this afternoon. I had some work to do. He wanted to just lay and chill. So we waited until the sun went behind the building and the pool is fully in shade. He's gone to get us a spot. I'm about to change into my swimsuit and we're gonna go chill at the pool for a bit. I think we deserve that after this week. Dang it. Okay, so the first day we got here, it was super windy. Then today's day 7. So the next 5 days were calm. Just, light waves rolling up on the beach. And our last day, it's super windy. So the first and only time we're coming out to the pool and or the beach, it's very, very windy. So sorry if you can't hear me. What you think, babe? Finally getting to relax on your last day?
It's been nice so far. I do like the pool though. Even though this is the first and last time I'll see it, it's still nice.
Of course, the one day we decide to come to the pool, it's so windy, like my hair's all up in my face. I don't know if you can hear me at all, but we've enjoyed being in the pool, so we're drying off right now. We've been in for what, about an hour maybe? Just floating around the pool, talking. It's an infinity pool, so it's really cool that I can sit here and see the pool and then see the waves on the Caribbean. But we're gonna get dried off and then go for a little walk on the beach before we go in. It seems less windy down here than it did up there at the pool, but I know that's crazy. There's nobody on the beach right now. Look at this. Nobody!
Well, probably because of that right there, but...
Yeah, red flag means no swimming, but look at this. Nobody on the beach. It's only like, what, 6:30, 7 o'clock? There's the pool from the beach. You can see the water flying off the edge of the infinity pool. The sand does feel good, doesn't it?
I'm okay with this being our first and last time on the beach because I'm not the kind of person to go twice.
Yeah.
I like one and done. Anytime we have a beach vacation, half the time I'm always in the shade.
Okay, our condo is that one right there. Okay, I promised a recap of cost at the end of this video. So it's our last day, we're leaving in the morning, all of our work has been done, and here's what happened. Whenever we first got Cameron's diagnosis in the United States, the cost was about between $11,000 and $12,000. At that point, they said he needed 3 root canals with crowns. He needed about 10 fillings. and then some just miscellaneous work here and there. 18 fillings, he corrected me, 18 fillings. So whenever, you see this bill that's $11,000, it's like, oh my God, that's ridiculous. Currently, we don't have dental insurance. So me and Jason are self-employed, and we don't have a group plan anymore that covers our kids. Cameron is working, but his job is not providing benefits. He is looking for another job that will provide benefits. So we're just kind of in that weird period where there's no dental insurance. Even if there was, most of those procedures in the U.S., insurance is only going to pay 25 to 50%, especially for those root canals and crowns. So we'd still be out a lot of money. And contacting Cancun Dental Design, they gave me a quote of around $3,000. That's like a fourth of what it costs in the U.S. We get here, and let me back up and say, all that was done was a few simple x-rays in the U.S. to determine this. When we got here, they did full panoramic x-rays. They did dozens of those little individual x-rays all over his mouth. And come to find out, he needed more work than expected. So we have multiple, they would give me quotes as we go along, as they, are getting into things. And it was determined pretty early on that he needed a lot more work than anticipated. And Cameron had gone to another doctor in Alexandria who had told him that his upper teeth really needed all crowns. There's enough wear and tear and decay on each tooth that it would be better for him in the long run. I mean, he's only 21 years old, so we're talking a long life here, to get all of the uppers and crowns. And they recommended that here too. And so when you hear that from two different dentists, you're like, okay, yeah, that's probably what we need to do. So this is going to get broken up into 3 different visits. This visit is 4 root canals, 3 extractions because 3 of the teeth couldn't be saved, all upper semi-permanent crowns, meaning they'll last 6 months to a year, 2 on the bottom. So all on the top, 2 on the bottom, and then there's a bridge over here above the extraction. We're watching Harry Potter, so that's what you're hearing in the background. So the bill for Cameron for this week is $3,200. Now we have to come back and we have to turn these temporaries into permanents, and we have to get 3 implants because, again, he's 21. We want this to last a very long life. So we're going to be spending more money as we come back. But even looking at that, so an implant here is broken into 2 parts. One is the implant rod, that's $900, and then you come back 6 months later and you get the permanent crown, which is $700, so $1,600 per tooth implant. I looked it up, and in the U.S., it ranges from $3,000 to $5,600 per tooth. So it's still, we're talking expensive procedures, but it's still a lot less than what we would be paying there. As far as coming to Cancun. So our flights were about $500. We got direct flights from New Orleans. So we had to pay for a hotel the night before and parking in New Orleans. So that was $215. The Airbnb that we're staying in, this condo for a week, is $850. We've spent about $350 on food. So that's going to the grocery store. There's this little market here at the condo, and then there's a restaurant next door to the dentist. So we ate there a couple of times. So estimating about $350 on food. And then we've been to the pharmacy a few times because they've wanted us to get pain medicine, they've wanted us to get antibiotics, a special mouthwash because we both have incisions in our mouth. And I went ahead and got me some extra antibiotics because I like to keep antibiotics on hand because I get bad sinus infections. So we've spent about $300 at the pharmacy. So is this a cheap trip? No. Is it less than we would be paying in the U.S.? Absolutely. Am I impressed with the level of care that we got here in Mexico? Absolutely. Would I recommend this to anyone else? If you need a lot of dental work, more than just a couple of fillings or whatever, and you're looking at a significant amount of money, yes, this is a really good idea. It's saving us probably close to $20,000 when all is said and done with the extensive amount of work. that's needed. So I was a surprise. I thought I was coming down here to get a single cavity filled, get a cleaning and get a whitening. I was expecting to spend about $500 on myself, and I spent $2,100 on myself because I needed to get 2 root canals, 2 crowns, plus I got the cleanings and the whitenings and 3 little cavities filled. But I'm good. All happy with my smile. Okay. That is it. This is a different video than we've ever done before because this is a very different experience than we've ever had before, but it is something that not a lot of people know about. So a few years ago, I would have never dreamed of coming to Mexico for dental care. But now that I know about it and I know how safe it is and how efficient they are down here, I can just really recommend it to anybody. So if you have any questions, leave them down in the comments. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're new to this channel, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. See you next time on our next adventure. Bye.